Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the instant match reaction. Everton 1, Newcastle United 0. Everton take 3 points. Monday Night Football to go to 8th in the Premier League. You'd have thought it. Everton are now 8th in the Premier League. One of the grimmest seasons I can remember on record, and somehow we've got ourselves to 8th. Obviously, same team that started against Swansea. And to be honest, you know what? We started okay. We dominated the ball. We didn't create much, but we dominated the ball. And Newcastle were, for me, unusually, well, not unusually, but they were very, very negative. A lot more negative than I thought they would be, having seen them, win the last few games. So that allowed Everton a lot of possession. And for me in the first half, a lot of the time, it was just that final ball, just that little bit of craft, skill, composure, whatever you want to call it, let us down in that first half. I thought Morgan Schneiderlin had a really good game in the first half. It was an interesting midfield. Although it was Schneiderlin, Rooney, and Garner, Schneiderlin was the deepest player. Rooney was in front of him, and then it was almost like Garner was in front of him, pressing in the number 10 role. And it helped Schneiderlin, I thought, a lot in the game. I thought he dealt with everything Newcastle had to throw at him. I thought he handled Shelby really, really well. Everyone keeps on raving on Shelby. I thought he was utter garbage. So yeah, he played well till he had to go off. And as I said, not much really happened first half. We huffed and puffed. They did very, very little. To be honest, it looked like it was probably going to be one of those games that just go into a 0-0 draw or something end of the season. And to be honest, it was disappointing. The likes of Balassi, I thought, were really disappointing first half. Didn't really get into any promising positions, and when he did, was really poor with the ball. Until second half, when he swapped wings near the end of the first half, and it almost had immediate reward when he I think he threw a ball in and Walcott was at the back post. Walcott, who I thought, it looked like he could have had the penalty very early on in the game, but and then Cenk Tosun, I think, put it wide. And then that combination early in second half, I think it was 6 minutes in, Balassi putting a ball in deep to Walcott, got a bit of luck, bounced back off the defender, and he finished it really well. And that might be something to look at, those players interchanging a little bit more. If it's going to be those two players, maybe, them swapping wings more often. Because I think when Balassi plays on the right, I think it's a lot clearer what he's got to do, because he's such a frustrating player. When he's on the left, I don't know if he knows what his job is, but when he plays on the right, it's just to take the fullback on and swing across. And when he does that, I think it's a lot easier for him, and Walcott can then join in, get into the box, which is something we've been calling for in the last few weeks, and that's like a proper front three then. So yeah, good goal, took the lead deservedly. I think in the build-up for that goal, Morgan Schneiderlin got a knock. I think it's been diagnosed as a dead leg, so he should be back for the game on Saturday. And he, as I say, he'd been really influential up to that point, controlling the game really well, winning most, quite dominant midfield, his best Everton game for a long time. And he had to go off, and Tom Davies came on, and to be fair, Tom was just erratic, absolutely erratic. Kept on giving the ball away. I mean, up till then, Wayne Rooney been giving the ball away a lot, but Wayne Rooney sort of calmed down once Schneiderlin went off and started just keeping it simple, and it was Tom who got into some good positions and just wasted the ball. And that just allows people to criticise him, and they will. Some people don't think Tom's got anything. I personally do think he's got something, but I think the only way we're gonna see that come to fruition, because he's at a very delicate stage of his career, I think, where 19, second season syndrome. For me, he needs a manager to come in who's got confidence in him and will put him in a position or use him in a position, not all the time, but it will be made a lot easier for him what his role is. And coach him as well. I think it's funny, Martinez was in the studio for the game in the UK, and I think he's someone who would have appreciated Tom Davies and would have worked with him. I just think Tom's suffering more than anyone from the off pitch stuff this season. Although, listen, he needs to be doing better himself. He needs to just be simplifying his game. But he's got that bravery, which might be the thing that sees him through. Also, it might be the thing that sees him, you know, not reach his potential, because maybe at times he is too ambitious in his play. But listen, we criticise people all the time for being too simplistic and doing the safe thing. He's a player who wants to do something a little bit different, but I think he's got to pick and choose when he does it, and just get his basic game sorted first. Otherwise, you know, people are not going to have patience with him, and managers are not going to have patience with him. So he was disappointed when he came on. Dominic Calvert-Lewin came on. I thought Dominic Calvert-Lewin played positionally really well. I think people will disagree with me with that, but I think positionally, I thought he did his job really well. Won a lot of headers in the air. Tried to join up with Cenk Tosun. It just didn't really work. But it wasn't for the fault of trying. But I thought, listen, towards the end of the game, Newcastle came on. They probably sensed they could get back in the game. I think there was a penalty claim. You know, it's one of those things, when they go for you, they go for you. But I thought we dug in. I thought Jagielka, Seamus Coleman with a diving header clearance. I thought, you know, Bainesy going off with the head injury, coming back on for the final minute or so. I think those players are leading the way and showing other players what they need to do when they're on the pitch. If everything's not going right footballing wise, at least dig in and secure the points, and that's what we did tonight. Jordan Pickford got a good laugh out of the Newcastle fans by taunting them when they were giving him abuse all game, which I thought was brilliant. Listen, it wasn't a good performance in terms of how we played. We only had one shot on target, but we dug in and we got the 3 points. We did what we needed to do. There's times in the season when you need to do that, but Newcastle were there barely. For a better side would have given them a hammering tonight. We're not a better side. That's just the way it is. And with only 3 games left of the season, we've sort of got to make our peace with it, and the people behind the scenes need to come up with what's happening next. Hopefully Marcel Brands, looks like he's coming in, will be the first step, and then we'll wait and see whether a new manager is the next step. I know it's what most fans want, and I think the timing is right to do that. So let's get it done. Let's move on from this season. Let's say, you know, thanks to Sam Allardyce for doing the job he was asked to do. Nothing else. He's done the job he was asked to do. Get a new manager and move on and move up the table for next season. And because you know what? It's mad that 7th place is not that far away. It's only the 2 games we got beat by Burnley. It's there, and that would have been Europe, which seems mad. But you know what? We don't deserve it. And Burnley do. So fair play to them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to look out for my player ratings and Baz's videos. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. I'll see you later.